Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on Broadway World over here on the Broadway Podcast Network, iHeart, Spotify. Broadway, listen, Broadway people. So Jimmie has decided to make an album of Sondheim music, okay? And it's really gorgeous because I got a sneak peek from his team, and y'all don't even know. You're going to hit the golden buzzer, too. And you will also look and sound like Sofia Vergara. I listened to it and I started to talk like Sofia Vergara. My God, I wish I had Sofia Vergara's waist, this is now a tangent about the total wrong thing. The point is, Jimmie is here. You saw him on the show. You've been following. He's touring with Pink Martini. They're legendary. He sings his face up and down and around again. And his album is coming out this November, perfect in time for the holidays. Pretty is what changes. Jimmie, he told me I said his name with a declaration, so I'm going to give him the full declaration. Jimmie Herrod is here. You're here.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here with you, Robert. Cracking me up, though.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Welcome to my messy show. Jimmie, you are from Washington State.
Yes, I grew up, if you've been to Seattle, I grew up like 45 minutes of, West Coast, San Fran, Portland, Seattle, very close to Vancouver, BC, West Coast, baby.
I want to go to Seattle, Jimmie.
You've never been?
No, never.
Easy flight.
I want to catch the fish. I want to go to the Space Needle. I want to go.
It's a little pricey.
The fish is okay.
The Space Needle.
It is?
I've never been up it myself.
I have to pay to go up there?
You got to pay.
What is wrong? America, there's a lot of things wrong with you, America, right now. But that's another story. Jimmie, for you, when did you know? I'm not trying to be shady, Jimmie, to the Tacoma, Washington. I think that's where you're from.
Yes.
But why don't think Stephen Sondheim and think like Tacoma, Washington? Little Jimmie is there belting out Sunday in the Park with George. How did you find this music? When did you discover you wanted to sing?
I did, I grew up doing music like a lot of people, but in high school we did a couple different shows, and my senior year we did Into the Woods, and loved the prologue and the witch's rap, and there's so much to sink your teeth into. And since then, of course, you immediately fall in love with Into the Woods. The whole planet did, of course, when the movie, for people who were not aware of the richness of his music.
Yeah.
But I think when I was in school too, the Sweeney Todd filmed version had come out. Which then made me want to go find like a bootleg of a stage production, which I did.
Of course. Yes. So it's been musical theater, and the love of this music goes back. It goes back.
I love it, especially Sondheim. Everybody loves, a musical or two. As a family, we watched, oh my gosh, we watched, The Sound of Music like a million times. We have the DVD. It's really easy to watch as a family, growing up.
Sure.
But Sondheim in particular, I just really fell in love with, especially after doing one of his shows in school. And then I met other people who, of course, loved his music in college. And so it's just kind of been like a long time coming, this CD.
So when you come out and you say, I'm going to do an album of Sondheim music, and you do jazz and you do pop and you have a range of music that you do people say this is the greatest idea? Does anyone push back and say, no, we want you to sing the next top 40 big giant pop record or a jazz? Like what is the response when you come up with this idea?
I think you're going to get every response. I think you could go maybe the top 40 direction, and then someone say, oh, I really would love to hear you do something a la blah, blah, blah. And, I think this album in some ways is a nice intersection of things I've been a part of. But, I think it's music at the end of the day. And this is an album I love a lot and have put a bunch of energy into. But there's, you're probably going to get something very different the next time I release something. So,
I love this. I love this chameleon of a voice that you've got and all of the projects. and work that you do. You know what I love about the track list, everybody, which you can be streaming it. It's coming out. The album comes out this November, so you've got to be ready and be set for it to come out November 21st. So it's perfect for Halloween, Thanksgiving, all those holidays.
You know what? Whatever holiday you want.
It's the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, whatever you're at, this is for you. This track list is not the typical, like, I'm going to sing the greatest hits of Stephen Sondheim. Like, you throw in some fun little gems in here.
I think of it as it's almost a B-side-ish. Like it's like they're great songs, you love them in the moment, but maybe you don't like go home humming all of them. There's like a few that maybe have that, but yeah, it's so it's like songs I love from the wide variety of shows he has.
So listen, so if you love all of these shows, if you're a fan of Sunday in the Park with George, Pacific Overture, Sweeney, Into the Woods, Follies, there's something in here for you. You need to check out this album. What is the instrumentation like? Is it big and lush? Is it bare? What is the sound and the vibe that you try to elicit on this recording?
That's a great question. I think about shows like Sweeney, and actually a few of his shows where they did like obviously the full orchestration, but then there's like the what is it, Company, where everyone played an instrument, so you get more like a small pit kind of sensation. I think they did that also with Sweeney. I did a version of Sweeney years ago that was just two keyboards kind of occupying everything, like a reduction versus an orchestration. And so I kind of wanted to go in that direction. It's like I think the songs are so great that you could listen to that recording of Sondheim, just a piano, thumbing through these songs, and you get so much out of them. And so this album is basically all trio, and then a few selections that I think there's two songs that are just piano and voice.
I love it because all we need is your voice and a couple chords and his lyrics, and you got yourself an album.
Well, that's my whole thought. All the music is right there, and it's just I think my big approach with this, especially, I have a background in jazz too, and all those hits in the jazz vocal repertoire come from Broadway. So many of them at least. Great songs, and here's a great rendition or a different approach to already fantastic music.
Now you've had two EPs out already, Falling in Love and Learning and Elated. And what has been different about, besides this being an album about Sondheim, is there a different approach? Was there a different style? Are you trying to just always reinvent yourself? You're like Madonna of this genre?
Let me get some of the Madonna finances that roll out. No, I it's funny you mention her because I always am saying, like, in my head at least, and sometimes to friends about different different projects and venues. Everyone is trying to constantly, I think, in a way, offer something new. But I also think, like, if someone as famous as Madonna or Janet Jackson or whomever it may be, like, feels the need to introduce new material, a new perspective, I think that should be permission to everybody. The most established people are wanting to do a variety of things, so why not you? Why not myself? And so I think the Falling in Love and Learning to Love Myself is like Fiona Apple length album title. I think that one is like a trio mostly album. There's like a guitar, there's some songs with guitar, there's some stuff with like trumpet as a feature, but that's like a lot of original songs, and it was of its time period, almost I think 7 years ago now.
Crazy.
And then Elated was like, it's just three songs. It's just kind of, but it feels like a very different sensation. It's got a lot more going on. I used to sing with this band in Seattle called Richie Al Dente. That was kind of like yacht rock meets jazz and disco. And so everyone's wearing like little shorts and dancing around, and synths and vocoder, and so I just love everything. And so this record being, sort of a return to trio, I think it's really about highlighting Sondheim's amazing lyrics and just great songs that you could take to new places.
I love it. Not easy stuff. Just that melodies don't come easy on that. Ooh. While we're talking to Jimmie, you can follow Jimmie on Instagram at Jimmie_. Hurrah! I'm giving it to you every time. So that's it's become a thing now. It's my thing. And the album will be out and streaming wherever. You have a bunch of dates. You're on tour with Pink Martini. You're going to
Yeah.
literally be all over the place. Like like tomorrow. No, December. You have a break. You have a
December.
little
I'm
mini
on a little
break.
break right now. I've got like a sprinkling of some symphony stuff before. I'm doing a thing actually in the town I grew up in. I've never performed in Tacoma really. It's outside of like a holiday thing a couple years ago. So I'm doing like a symphony show with them the first week of November, and then I'm relaxing and prepping this CD release.
The CD release and then a tour that is literally booked. Like you're pretty booked, like straight from
It's a little
December
stacked.
to March around the whole country.
I think we're going yeah, it's like California, Texas, Chicago, Florida. I don't know all of the February. Yeah, like the East Coast, West
Yes,
Coast.
all over.
I'll
So for
check.
you,
Yeah.
and then sprinkled in some Oregon Symphony dates in January that are just you. So what is your solo show like versus the Pink Martini show?
So Pink Martini, I don't know if you've gotten to see them before. They've been going 31 years. They've had there was original singers, so to speak, who'd been there for a really long time. At one point, they started introducing some guests and whatnot. And so when I'm with them, I'm mostly singing from their rep, and the stuff that they've arranged that kind of fits into their almost like circus like world. There's typically like 15 people on stage in that band. But me with the symphony is also like 70 something people on stage, but those concerts are always different. I've done some Broadway-esque ones, concert versions. There's a production of Rent that's kind of going around that I've gotten to do in different symphonies, and then sometimes the show is like the music of Led Zeppelin, the music of Beck, the music of Joni
You'll
Mitchell.
you'll learn a whole show for like you'll learn a set of music for it.
Oh,
I
honey.
agree, Jimmy. If they pay you, you will come. I get it.
We gotta
I
work. We gotta work.
I did Rent once.
Who did you
I was
play?
I was Roger. Now, even with the glasses,
Did people think you were Mark?
people thought I went and auditioned to be Mark because you don't want to hear my story, Jimmy, but I'm going to tell you
I'm
anyway.
here. I'm listening.
So when I was 18, I'm from New Jersey, so I was living in New York. I was going to be an musical theater actor, and I went to an audition at Telsey, and it was right when they were replaced. I'm 42, so Rent was out, and I was going to be the replacement Roger. They called me in. There was no internet. It was a voicemail on an answering machine.
Woo.
I had to learn one song, Glory, overnight. I messed up the words. I bombed the audition, and I literally was like, I'm not going to ever do this. Like, I can't take the pressure. So I became a school teacher. Fast forward, like many years later, 31, 32 years old, I go on an audition for a touring production of Rent to be
Mm-hmm.
Mark. And they say to me, would you take another role? So I said, sure. I thought they were going to be like Squeegee Man. I was ready to be like the little. And they said, we want to hear you sing for Roger. And it was kind of a full circle thing because it was
Oh wow.
my first job back into the business. So whenever I hear Rent, I think Rent changes people's lives. So if you want to see Jimmy, you
Mm.
may see Jimmy singing Rent. You may see Jimmy singing Led Zeppelin. You may see Jimmy singing Pink Martini or singing Jimmy music. You don't know what you're going to see, but you got to get a ticket whenever you're in town. Where do you live now?
I live in Portland, Oregon. I've been in Portland off and on since 2013.
Really? So you are there in Oregon. I want to go to Oregon.
It's green trees and rain, but it's people love it. Hiking.
I love it. It's got to be absolutely beautiful and stunning to be there. So for you, when
Where are
you are
you right now?
right this second, I'm in Detroit, Michigan, which has none of the things you just mentioned. No trees. No, we
No.
have rain. We have rain. So yeah, I moved to Detroit last year. My husband is a Detroiter, and I've been adjusting to Detroit life. But so for you, Jimmy, when you find inspiration, so would you being in Portland, but you listen to a lot of music, do you find inspiration from a lot of music? How do you get your ideas for what's next for you?
Portland has been really great for me in the sense that I moved here originally because I was dating someone. We broke up, but then I realized I really really enjoyed living here, and I've made a lot of friends here. And so when I'm here, it definitely is very community. I know a lot of musicians, and I've kind of built a strong relationship with a handful. And so I make a big effort to, work on music here. I've got my little piano over there, but you're not going to see the messy part of the room. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think the nature definitely has an impact on art, but I think for me, it's the people here. It feels like home.
I hear it's really nice and beautiful, so I'll have to come visit, and we'll have to have a cup of
I
coffee.
gotta pull out. There we go.
Thank you, Jimmie. I'm in. I'm done. So, did you how do you look back now? I was joking about Sofia Vergara being in
You
it and
had me
all
laughing. Yes.
the hoopla that was behind you and the golden buzzer and your voice and being on that show. Do you look back with it grateful? Is it something that you look back and get tired of talking about? Or what? How do you surmise your relationship with the reality television show?
I think TV is a complicated thing because if they asked me tomorrow to do it, I would say yes again.
Oh,
It's such a huge opportunity that you can't manifest on your own. I don't own enough cameras, to make a TV show happen over here. But it's a huge opportunity, and I think everyone I know who's gone through there, regardless of what your experience was, I think it's still really like a huge thing to be grateful for. And that's my biggest takeaway. Is like, millions of people saw me do something. There's a lot more of me that I want to show as the years go on. I've got a lot of Madonna looks and eras to go through, as you said.
no, the reinvention has just begun, Jimmie. It's just started.
You
So
know,
we're ready for it. Well, when you watch those videos, anyone, if you watch his videos of when he was on and his incredible run on that show, you'll hear a piece of how incredible his voice is, and then you'll get to hear his voice in a brand new, exciting way with this new project that you need to check out. When you see him on the road, make sure you check out him if he's with Pink Martini, but also make sure you then stream and listen to his solo music and the music he's putting out because he has range. He's got range, people. He can do it all. He can do it all. He can do it all. So when you put this out, is there a part of you that's like, I'm going to take a nap and rest on, or are you already ready for the next project?
there's a little bit of like, so I started arranging this music back in 2013. I had like a really specific performance. I got invited to open for somebody, and I wanted to curate a set of music that I really liked versus just some sort of random stuff. So I think I did 6 or 7 arrangements of this Sondheim for that. And then it all just sort of sat on the laptop, for about 10 years. And then I had a 54 Below show, which I know you have one too.
Jimmie, stop stalking me, Jimmie. No,
Just in
are
time
you
for
gonna?
the holidays.
If you're not, why are you not? If you're in Portland, otherwise I would have made you sing with me. Well, I wouldn't have sung
Maybe
with you.
maybe I'll just float by. I don't know. No,
I I would have not sung with you. I would have let you sing. I'm not trying to sing with you.
get out of here. You got you your
Okay.
gorgeous. Your music is gorgeous. I just was listening to some of your music before getting on the call. I listened to the lovely music video for the song about my
The dad
father.
and the son. And so, Jimmie, you're not lying. You're not showbiz because I would be like, I was listening to Jimmie. Yep, I listened to all his music. I sure did. This is what this business is like. So thank you, Jimmie.
No, no, no.
So
So I did a show at 54 of some of that music and added to it, and so now it feels great to be releasing it because a lot of it I recorded at the end of last year, a little bit at the beginning of this year, kind of waited for a little bit, and now it's like, okay, let's let it be free and see what people think of it, and and then I can go on to the next thing, too. It's a project I really love, and I'm excited to get to share it. So.
well, I'm excited for people to check it out. Now he's big shot, everybody. He can't do 54 below. He's now touring with symphonies. He hires 80 musicians. He's got harps in his shows now. So when you see him, everybody, go listen to this album. Pretty is what changes. It comes out in this November, and it's perfect for you. It's perfect when you're tired of listening to Mariah and Celine and the Christmas of it all. This
Which
is
is
the perfect.
hard to get tired of, but yes.
All right. So if you in the end of November, if you need to just play it, listen to his album once, and then every time you need a reprise from the Christmas music, put Jimmie on, and it will break up the monotony of the merriness. And his album is merry too, sometimes deep. Do you
Yes.
have inspirations in your life when you sing these songs? Because you're not in the full production, but he doesn't write songs just to write a song. Like, he's got something to say in these songs.
No, and it's so interesting because so many of the experiences in the show he couldn't have had in his own life, but he found such a way to make you connect with these. Obviously the stories all are really strong, but the music really. My favorite show of his is Passion, which I
Yeah.
don't think of as many people's like, oh, I'm walking out humming a tune, but it's a like novella, like soap opera, like super dramatic, but the songs are so narrative, and so all that to say, yeah, I mean, even in picking songs for this, it was like I'm getting to sing stuff that I haven't necessarily gotten to do on stage, but when I've heard it, it's, I feel something and get to express something new, and then the arrangements of everything kind of take each song somewhere new that feels a little more personalized also.
I love that. Passions is your favorite?
Oh, I
Melissa
love
Earthquake.
Passion.
Oh, she sings her face off in that show. And oh, that's fun. See,
I've mostly only seen I guess it's the OBC, like that filmed version they
yeah.
did with Donna Murphy. It's so good. It just feels so honest, and they have like their recording what I did is I actually cut up all of the film audio and I just
Yeah.
listened to the tracks like that because I just love the live performance of it all.
Oh, I love it. So now you get the vibe. You gotta get you have to, everybody. You have to, what a cast that show was too, with Donna Murphy
Oh,
and Mary Maisie and all of them. You have to, everybody, stream Jimmie's album, get ready. And we're ready for you to come back anytime. Please come back and say hey.
thank you for having me. I would love to come back. Then I can ask you more about how deep is your love and all the things you've. I was like, oh, they made a choice in this arrangement.
We
Let's not
did.
sing the first two lines of the choruses. Okay.
Well, you were talking about past relationships. My past relationship arranged that song, so I've never sung it live.
You've never done it live. Oh, well, whenever you decide to, it's your song now.
And it always has been, Jimmie. That's right.
Yeah.
Who I don't know her. I don't know him. I don't know pretty gowns. That's what I have to say. Everyone, Jimmie
Pretty
underscore.
notes.
Pretty. It was lovely. It was a good experience at the time. I love it. And I can't wait. All right, Jimmie, I'm coming to Portland. Pull out the couch. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Robert.